The 133-pound weight class for UNI has two guys that both have NCAA tournament experience under their belt. But with just one wrestler able to qualify for the NCAAs, Brad Wells shows us the intense competition between 2012 qualifier Joe Colon and Levi Wolfensperger, a 2013 qualifier that battled in Wells Fargo Arena last March.
You know, I grew up in the stadium or arena and had a lot of success there, so yeah, it was like a home field advantage for me.
The home field advantage field for Panther wrestlers at this year's NCAAs in Oklahoma City will be a distant memory. And for two UNI wrestlers, you can throw out any home sweet home feelings from their own practice room. Two previous NCAA qualifiers will be battling for one spot in UNI's lineup.
You got two guys that have been, in the round of 12, almost an All-American, you can say seconds away from being on the stand, and they're going to be battling each other, but they're going to make each other better.
In 2012, Joe Colon wrestled his way to a Western Wrestling Conference title and to the quarterfinal round of the NCAA Championships. He tallied a win over the #1 ranked wrestler and climbed as high as 5th in the national rankings. But Joe missed the 2012-13 season due to a suspension based on social and academic reasons, and now says that was a wake-up call.
Everything is going to be done the right way. It has to be that way. I love wrestling. I love being part of the UNI team, and that's what I really, really want to do. So, I have to just strap it down and get things done.
Him knowing that this can be taken away so easily and how much it actually means to him really motivated him for this year. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise and showing him that, hey, you really need to work for it. It's not given to you. It's a privilege to be a student athlete.
Joe has used tons of support over the past 12 months. The Clear Lake, Iowa native noted his family and his teammates as the top influencers that have helped Joe get back on the mat. But don't think that Joe's return to the Panther roster locks him in to that 133-pound bracket. The reigning NCAA qualifier for UNI at 133 is Levi Wolfensperger. Levi was also one win shy of making the All-American field and wrestled most of the season with a banged-up shoulder. He's hungry for more and isn't about to step aside and let Colon take his spot without a fight.
I felt like I was there with everyone, technically, but I took some things and I fine-tuned them a little bit.
He loves to compete and he loves to pin people. He's a pinner and he is definitely a big move guy. We just got to make him, from being the top 12 to making that jump.
The Denver, Iowa native Levi Wolfensperger will renew a high school rivalry with Clear Lake's Joe Colon, now both as Panthers and both hoping to get back to the NCAA tournament.
First time I wrestled was, I think, the state championship at 103 pounds. My sophomore year, his freshman year, and then we wrestled our junior years in a dual meet, and then we wrestled junior year at the state tournament, and he ended up beating me then.
Yeah, it's just nice having the old rivalry in the room, it pushes you more and more and gets that fire going.
Keep a close eye on the 133-pound spot this season. No matter who goes out to compete, they'll be going out with something to prove each time they're on the mat. It may end up being the lack of a home sweet home feel while at home that ends up being the driving force pushing Levi or Joe to a new level at the NCAA Championships.
When you have competition in the room and you have someone else, especially if I know this guy's trying to take my spot, I tell you what, I'm not going to let him outdo me.
One win shy of that, it just burns you deep inside, but it motivates you in the room more, it pushes you more, and it'll pay off in the long run.
We've got a little bit of taste of some hardware from the NCAAs. Bone and Loader brought some back, and we've seen it. A lot of the guys believe that they can do it now too.